the shadow's day out. Every morning, Milo woke up with the sun casting a long shadow across his room. It was a part of him, a quiet companion who followed him everywhere, even though he'd never really given it much thought. But one morning, as he rubbed his eyes and glanced at the floor, he noticed nothing. His shadow was gone. Surprised, Milo blinked, thinking it must be some kind of trick of the light. He moved his arm, expecting to see his shadow copy the movement, but there was only bare floor beneath him. "Shadow?" he whispered, feeling a bit silly talking to something that wasn't there. Receiving no answer, Milo sprang into action. He searched under his bed, behind his curtains, and even in his closet, half expecting to find it crouching there like a lost pet. But his shadow was nowhere to be found. Finally, in a soft, hesitant voice, he murmured, "Where are you?" To his shock, a playful voice replied, "I'm on an adventure, Milo." Milo spun around, startled, and there, slipping out from behind the door, was his shadow, waving at him with a mischievous grin. "Shadow, you can talk?" Milo stammered. "Of course I can," replied the shadow, stretching itself tall and thin. "I've spent years following you everywhere. Today, I thought it would be nice to explore on my own." Before Milo could respond, his shadow darted out the open window, casting a quick wave. "See you later," it called, leaving Milo alone in the room, mouth agape. Over the course of the day, Milo spotted his shadow in the strangest places around town, as if it were leaving hints of its journey for him to find. On his walk to the bakery, he caught sight of it dancing atop the cobblestone walls, stretching itself like a ballerina with dramatic flair. Milo tried to catch it, reaching out, but the shadow flitted away, calling, "I'll race you to the town square." Later, at the park, Milo noticed his shadow lying lazily under the big oak tree, blending with the shade of the branches. "What are you doing over there?" Milo asked, hands on his hips, a little annoyed, but mostly curious. "Just taking a break," the shadow replied with a sigh, sounding quite pleased. "Do you know how tiring it is to match your every step, all day, every day?" Milo couldn't help but laugh. "I had no idea, but don't you get lonely?" "Sometimes," the shadow admitted, curling up comfortably in the grass. "But today, I just needed to do something different. Don't you ever feel that way?" Milo thought about it and nodded. "Yeah, I guess I do." As the afternoon went on, Milo continued catching glimpses of his shadow in unexpected places. Outside the library, it stretched up the clock tower, casting a long, dramatic silhouette over the town square as if trying to touch the sky. Milo stared up, shielding his eyes from the sun. "Aren't you scared of heights?" "Nah," called down the shadow, looking more confident than ever. "I want to see the world from a different angle. You should try it sometime." The shadow slid down the clock tower, weaving through the crowd of people who, to Milo's amusement, seemed entirely unaware of it. A little girl with pigtails pointed and laughed, chasing after it, and Milo noticed his shadow slowing down, letting the girl's giggles fill the air as it danced playfully in front of her. By evening, the sky turned shades of orange and pink, and Milo made his way back home. As he opened his front door, he felt a familiar presence fall into step beside him. Looking down, he saw his shadow sliding back into place at his feet. "Have fun?" Milo asked with a smile. "Oh, it was amazing." The shadow sighed happily. "I climbed the highest clock tower, napped under the oldest oak tree, and danced on rooftops. I even made a new friend." It paused, looking thoughtful. "Maybe you should try an adventure too, Milo. Step out of the ordinary once in a while." Milo chuckled. "Maybe I will. Thanks for the idea." That night, as Milo drifted off to sleep, he couldn't help but feel grateful for his shadow's little escapade. And every now and then, in the days that followed, if he looked closely, he'd catch his shadow dancing, stretching, or even just lounging in places it normally wouldn't be. It reminded him that even the simplest parts of himself might hold surprises he hadn't yet discovered.